What's up, guys? It's me, Headshot Coasters, and I'm bringing you another video today. And today is the next coaster for Six Flags Great America. Before I do start, I want to know that I'm kind of taking a short pause from this series, maybe for like a few weeks. Kind of want to work on a few other things. After this video, I'm gonna do one for California's Great America as well as Kennywood, because I feel like those are two of the major parks that I really haven't done yet. And after that, I'm probably going to do one every, maybe like week. Or like one or two a week. And, yeah, because I like making them. They're actually very easy to make. But, like, yeah, I mean, it is kind of hard to predict more so, like, as you go into more of these parks. Because, like, yeah, the bigger parks, it's actually like, the smaller parks, it's harder with. And so, yeah. But anyways, let's get right into it. So here are my current next coaster videos for parks. I've currently done, I believe, 11 of them, including this one that I'm recording right now. So if you want to check some of those out, you guys seem like my Great Adventure one and Hershey Park. So yeah, definitely check those out if you feel like it. Here are some of my park stats. It opened in 1976, actually by Marriott, which is a kind of interesting move. It's been owned by Six Flags since 1984. It currently has 15 roller coasters. It covers over 304 acres of land, which is actually pretty big. It's smaller than Cedar Point, but still has the same amount of coasters, so, that's good. And it's located in Kearney, Illinois, which is basically north of Chicago and just south of the Wisconsin, border. So, yeah. So, here are the last 5 coasters. Last year, they got Max Force, the S&S Lost Coaster. That actually looks really good. 2017, they got Joker 40 free spin. You know that. 2014, they got the Goliath, the RMC Woody. It looks pretty good, actually. I mean, it seems a bit underrated. I mean, I haven't been on it, but next time I'm in the area, I'll definitely visit the park. And, yeah. 2012, they got X-Flight, the park, or Six Flags' most recent B&M for any of the parks. Generally speaking, I know there's a whole Apocalypse conversion, but that doesn't really count. And it was the chain's only wing coaster too, so that's interesting. And in 2010, they got Little Dipper, which was an old PTC, and I think it was from a park that was closing, so they bought it, So here are the park's current coasters. They have a B&M Hyper, a B&M Wing Coaster, a B&M Invert, an S&S Launch Coaster, an S&S 40 Free Spin, an RMC Woody, an Aero Custom Looper, an Intamin Racer, which is a wooden coaster, an in-house wooden coaster, which, as a matter of fact, is the only coaster that Six Flags ever built in-house. All of their other coasters for all the other parks were bought by other chains, or manufacturers. They got a Speed Racer, the short-stop ride. I don't actually, Roller or Wizard. Yeah, I'm sorry. They got a PTC family coaster. They've got an Impulse coaster, a B&M flying coaster, an indoor Wild Mouse, and a kiddie coaster. So overall, it's a pretty solid collection. I'd say they actually got a pretty, their top three's good, but not, they've got the weaker top three, I don't know. Basically, they got a weaker B&M Hyper, a weaker RMC, and a Max Force looks decent, but, I don't know. And then, after that, you got some pretty good secondary or, supporting cast rides. So, basically, I think Great America's next coaster will be. So, I'm saying a 20% chance of a zero spinning coaster. Some of the pros, it gives the park a modern family coaster. I mean, the most recent family coaster was the wooden coaster, and that was built in, 1960, when it was relocated. And Wizard's fan favorite, but still pretty old. And the Wild Mouse, I believe it was built in 2008, which isn't too old, but still it's a Wild Mouse, kind of classic ride. They are cheap. Six Flags has become the discount chain, always has been, really. Except, early 2000s, late 90s. So yeah. Also, the park hasn't had a spinning coaster in a few years. I feel like it's good for most parks to have a kind of a good spinning coaster. I mean, for the really small parks, I guess it's okay, but I feel like most parks should have one. Magic Mountain should definitely get one. I think Cedar Point should. Kings Island definitely should. Yeah, all those like parks, they should definitely get one. But basically, they had Raging Cajun, but that was removed. So yeah, they could get a new spin coaster. Now the cons, Six Flags, I believe has never worked with Zero. Maybe they have once or twice. I don't know. But yeah, and I know what you're thinking. Well, they could do a Zero one because they work with Zero. Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, the spinning coaster at the park was a Zero, and they seem to clone those a lot. So I don't think they'd come up with an original layout. So it'd be kind of like a waste, I guess. Also, it's dizzying. I know. I know it seems stupid, but like, they get people dizzy and sometimes sick, you know? Not me, but you know. And also, the park already has multiple family coasters. Even though they're older coasters, they're all classics, and people seem to like them a lot. So yeah. So I'm saying a 25% chance of a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Some of the pros, they do take up a small amount of space, and the park is running low on space. I know I said like big park, but you know, that's, you know, you could definitely fit more if you didn't have all those family and like rides and stuff. But you need stuff like that, you know, to balance it out. So yeah, the park is running kind of low on space. Also, the park needs like a near miss, kind of like a hang time coaster too. Near miss coasters they don't really have. I mean, I guess parts of like Raging Bull or Max Force. I guess they have like some near miss elements, maybe Batman. But other than that, yeah. Also, they need a hang time coaster. I mean, yeah. Also, the great pacing. Sorry about that. Capital P and an A. I know that's gonna give some people like OCD. Yeah, they got pretty good pacing. I mean, yeah. Now, some of the cons, Six Flags hates Gerstlauer, or I shouldn't say hate, but they don't like him. You know, with the whole new text giant thing. Check out Airtime for All's channel, more about that. The blame game thing. But, yeah, that was not good. And then the capacity, I mean, it's not awful, but, like, you know, the trains are small. And also, it's a very short ride. I mean, like, that would help the capacity, but still, I mean, like, you got a few inversions, maybe some like hills, like a few hills, maybe like a small mini mid-course break one, and that's really it, you know. So yeah. Now I'm saying a 55% chance of an RMC American Eagle. Center Pros, American Eagle is getting older. I know, I mean, it's a classic. I know it's an Ace Landmark coaster. I mean, it actually looks kind of decent, but I mean, some of those parts look pretty slow. And you know, it is getting a little bit rougher. Also, the park still will have two other wooden coasters. You know, Viper, which seems to be an underrated wooden coaster, and, you know, the family wooden coaster, which is good. And also, this was already supposed to happen. Oh my gosh, the background image on this is a dive coaster. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I actually didn't realize that. Okay, so imagine it's American Eagle with a steel track or something. I don't know. So yeah, basically this was already supposed to happen. The park was gonna get it, but I guess RMC basically offered to do a ground up thing, and they said, well, okay. So some of the cons. RMC dueling issue. Yeah, with Twist Colossus. If the coaster is a Mobius loop, which I'm assuming they would do, yeah, I'm sure there'd be some issues with the dueling. Also, RMC conversions. Six Flags hasn't really been doing them lately. I mean, I feel like they definitely should have done it for Roar by now. And, I feel like yeah. Or even, like, the boss. I mean, I guess. Well, yeah. And finally, the park's been getting really intense coasters lately. I mean, what? You know, you've got Max Force, which has the launch and the inversions. Joker, which is a ride of its own. And then, you know, Goliath's pretty intense with the drop and the inversions. And then got X-Flight with those near-miss elements. That's pretty scary. And, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so what year will this happen? I think it'll happen in 2022, as the park's coasters have been boosting the attendance lately. All these hyper rides, it's getting people in, you know. I mean, Chicago's a big city, and, you know, it's just south of Wisconsin, which, I mean, other than Wisconsin, Dallas doesn't really have much. So, yeah. I think this will definitely happen around 2022. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'm trying to grow. I know I'm noticing that a lot of you are like repeatedly watching my videos and not subscribe, and you guys don't seem to hate them or anything. At least I don't think so. So yeah, definitely if you want to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.